Broncos country, the Walton Penner Group continues to flex their muscles, showing off that they are not only the owners in the NFL that have the deepest pockets, but they are the ones that truly care the most about their organization, the facilities, the fans, the players, the success of it, the longevity, everything. And we got breaking news as of early this morning coming from the Broncos Twitter handle itself. There was a long letter. I know it's a little bit difficult for you guys to probably see, so I'm going to save you guys, all of the reading and kind of break a lot of it down. But essentially, what this says here is now, basically, they're saying that it's not official yet, but the Broncos have discussed that Burnham Yard is their preferred destination, meaning that the Aurora location and the one in Lone Tree that we had talked about on previous videos are still technically in play, but they really want the Burnham Yard one to be the site for the new stadium. And what that means to me is that it's going to be, it just can't be officially said yet. So I think that that's really what it is that's going to happen. Another key point to this, and a couple of really key ones, is first, there is going to be a retractable roof, which is obviously the common sense thing to do. Building a sheer outdoor stadium is just absolutely the dumbest thing, but going full dome wouldn't make a lot of sense either. So having a retractable roof and something that's going to be more new age is going to be awesome because you can host a bunch of different concerts at any time of the year. You're going to be able to get an NFL draft. You're probably going to be able to get a Super Bowl. So all of that stuff is very, very good. Another big positive, and this is probably the biggest positive of them all, is that the Walton Penner Group is going to fund this stadium 100% privately. So whether it's them or they seek private equity, it's probably going to be them. But these people, they're billionaires. They move they move their money around and manage it very, very uniquely. That means that it's not going to cost any residents in the state of Colorado a dime extra in taxes. I can very much appreciate that. Yes, I know a lot of you guys are like, well, they're the richest owners and they're worth X amount billion dollars. Guys, that doesn't really matter. Not all owners do that, regardless of how rich they are, because many times it's kind of the smart move to do for them financially if they can have a little bit of public funding. But they've elected to not do that. And that I really, really love. And I appreciate them so much. And we should be really just proud to be Bronco fans of a team that's ownership group really takes its fans and its community so importantly. My thoughts on the location are this. I think the Burnham Yard location is terrible from a geographical standpoint. I think it's super crowded down there already. I-25 is a mess. They can't really do much from what I've read in past articles about like widening or making more accessible. I'm sure they'll have some sort of a plan, so we'll see. But I've never been a fan of things being downtown. I think downtown's already kind of a shit show. But that being said, I don't really attend games very much anyways. And a lot of the people that do, a lot of the Bronco fans that do go to games, they love it downtown. So it makes a lot of sense. Another cool thing is, we learned a lot more about Burnham Yard and the history that it has with Colorado. It's actually a railroad that was here before Colorado was ever even a state. So the historical aspect of it is really cool. The fact that they're bringing it back, they're reviving it, they're making it a central part of the city, I think is going to be awesome. Obviously, it's going to create a ton of jobs. It's going to clean up that area because right now Burnham Yard is kind of a dump. There's not really anything there. So that's all going to be really cool. So, until they get all the plans and they announce, how it's going to look and what their full scope of work is going to be, I'm not going to really jump to any conclusions, but it's super cool that we've got some more information when it comes to that. Additionally, they did say our target date, they need to get things moving because their target date for getting the stadium up and going is 2031. So that's kind of what we all thought because that's when the lease for the stadium does expire. However, this kind of, validates that, right? Does it mean that it has to be in 2031? No. But I think that that's going to be something that they're going to be able to get done. And they're working in tandem, obviously, with Denver's mayor and Denver's governor to get all the things that they need to. So all, the mayor signed it, the governor signed it, and then Greg and Carrie Walton Penner had both signed it as well. So really, really cool stuff, man. I'm excited to find out more news about that. But the Broncos are going to have a new home. We need it. Some people love the current stadium. It is old, my guys. It is very old. And this is a new era of Broncos football. So I love it. I'm all for it. Love to know what you guys' thoughts are on the new stadium plans and, of course, the location down below. In other noteworthy news, the Broncos have signed running back Deuce Vaughn, who they worked out before the season started. They ended up signing Thayer, whatever his name was, Thayer something, a receiver out of the group of guys that they worked out. I kind of wanted them to sign Deuce Vaughn because I liked him a lot coming out of Kansas State. I think he can bring a pretty unique skill set that we don't really have currently on this Broncos team. So they did ultimately sign him. I don't know what the corresponding move is or if there is going to be one. But listen, before anybody comes into the comments or anything and says, yeah, we should activate him. No, we shouldn't, guys. This is a break glass in case of emergency. Maybe you take a look at him and see what he can look for, look like next year or at some point down the road. We still have too many running backs that are playing based off of week 1. So we don't need to add any more to the mix. I'm fine with Bidet or McLaughlin being the third active game day guy. That's fine. JK and RJ, until further notice, need to be the main guys that are getting the rock there. So that's kind of the new news. We'll probably have a couple of different, roster moves and things made in the next few hours as we learn more. I'm still waiting to hear about the severity of the Evan Ingram injury. So hopefully we get really good news there. We'll probably know more about that tomorrow. Anyways, guys, hope y'all have a wonderful day, man. Let me know what you think below in the comments, and until the next video, peace.